Mahaprabhu. You have assumed the golden complexion of Srimati Radharani. Hari Ram. Srimati Radharani. O most beneficent incarnation, you are Krishna himself appearing as Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You have assumed the golden complexion of Srimati Radharani, and you are widely distributing pure love of Krishna. We offer respectful obeisances unto you. Krishna Varnam Trisha Krishnam Sango Pango Astra Parshadam Yagnahi Sankirtana Prayer Yajanti Sumedasah. In the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead who constantly sings the glories of Krishna. His complexion is not blackish. Although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confident companions. Nana Sastra Vicharnaik Nipunau Shadadharma Samstapakau Lokanam Hitakarinau Tribhuvane Manyau Sharanyakarau Radha Krishna Padaravinda Bhajana Anandena Mattalikau Vande Roop Sanatana Raghuyugau Sri Jiva Gopalakau. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the six Goswamis of Vrindavan, namely Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatana Goswami, Sri Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Sri Raghunath Das Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, and Sri Gopala Bhatta Goswami, who are very expert in scrutinizing and studying all the revealed scriptures with the aim of establishing eternal religious principles for the benefit of all human beings. Thus, they are honored all over the three worlds and they are worth taking shelter of because they are absorbed in the mood of the gopis and are engaged in the transcendental loving service of Shri Radha and Krishna. Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Narom Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayat Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jai Jai Shri Prabhupada Jai Shri Govinda Madi Purusham Tamam Bhajami. Again, please accept my humble obeisances. All good Shri Prabhupada, welcome back. So today onwards, we'll have a 2.5 hour class, half an hour spent just in Kirtan. So we'll have 2 hour class. Out of that 1.5 hour, I'll speak. And as usual, the last half an hour, we'll keep it for the discussion. And I really hope everybody will actively participate, all right? This is my humble request. More you participate, more you will relish the nectar that you are about to begin to hear in this Canto 10. Today, what I hope to accomplish is basically to walk you through the entire Canto 10 and what was our approach. The emphasis is really attempting to include the commentaries of our Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharyas, very, very esteemed Acharyas. Of course, in the book, it is given verse by verse, which is not really possible, even though we have substantially increased from my original planning the number of lessons. Okay, still, nonetheless, it's really almost seemed like an undoable job, undoable project. but I have made a few concessions, compromises. Uh, Instead of giving verse by verse, and instead of giving just a summary, uh, I've chosen the intermediate uh, path that we have been doing. It's a thematic approach. So, in a thematic approach, I will synthesize these commentaries, and we'll see how far I'm successful. Okay, it's subject to course correction as we go along. In my right hand is, of course, Sharad Prabhuji, and I depend heavily on his participation. Right. So, with that brief introduction, uh, let's begin. Let me share with my. I hope everybody is able to hear me. Everybody is able to hear me.
Yes, Prabhuji, very clearly.
Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, Raksha Mataji. So let me share my screen with you. Now everybody is able to see my screen.
Yes, yes, Bhaiji.
Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So I already did this invocation verse, but I want every one of you also, wherever you are, also silently recite this verse. Okay, we are taking mercy from not only their lordships, but also Devi Saraswati, uh, Vyasadev, like also, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Narom Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayat. In the translation, upon offering obeisances to Lord Narayana and Nara, Nar and Narayana are basically, Nar is Arjuna and Narayana is Krishna himself. Okay, they are the twin rishis, the best of men, and then goddess Saraswati, because Saraswati is the goddess of knowledge giving potency. Okay, so we definitely need her mercy. And of course, Srila Vyasadeva, who composed uh, all the Puranas, he divided the Vedas and so on like that. He also gave us Upanishads, which is the Jnana Kanda of the Vedas. And then Puranas are the Smriti. Um, and Srimad Bhagavat Purana is one of them, but it's more than that. It's also called Panchama Veda. So it's the fifth Veda that is there. And in our Bhagavatam academic class, we learn a great deal about that. Okay, and then there is something new here that we generally don't pay attention, and there is a Jayam Udirayat. Here we are praying uh, uh, by uttering Jaya. What is Jaya? Jaya is not victory, much more than that. Jaya is the scripture. Okay, and this is the scripture we are about to embark on. So by the derivation that by means of this Jaya, one can overcome this material existence. And that is the greatest potency of hearing Srimad Bhagavad Purana, especially the 10th canto. Okay? And this is from uh, uh, Bhavartha Deepika, that is Sridhar Swami Maharaj's commentary. Okay, so there was an ancient scripture that many of us may not know, uh, and I didn't know either. Of course, that is called Jaya scripture, and that included Mahabharata and Puranas. In my academic course, uh, uh, our professors approach is this textual approach. Text means, and both Mahabharata and the Bhagavatam, they are interwoven each other actually, and if opportunity arises, I will draw that connection. Okay. So this is the how we are going to do. Now, as you can see, we are significantly increased the number of lessons devoted to this 10th canto alone, 75 lessons. Even then also, we are just going to scratch the surface of it. Okay? And so here, let me introduce my fellow instructors. I, of course, is going to be heavily involved, almost like 40% of the 75 lessons I will attempt to do. Sharat Prabhuji is again going to take a lion's share also, 30% of it. And then Archana Mataji is about 20%. And originally I gave Sanjeev Prabhuji and Samata Mataji each 10%, 5% each. But apparently Sanjeev Prabhuji traded some classes. So it turns out he is about 8%, Samata Mataji is about 2%, okay? And then again, these two are primarily going to participate in Vraja Lila. Actually, Krishna's pastimes in 10th canto is threefold. His childhood pastimes from beginning from birth. Remember, he is the Supreme Lord. There is no birth or passing away. Lord appears and disappears, that's how we should understand, okay? So he is unborn and still he takes birth. So his birth and the childhood pastime, which is the sweetest of all, and that's in Vrajalila, okay? Vraja pastimes in Goloka. He appears to take birth in Mathura, in the prison cell of the demon Kamsa, who had imprisoned both Vasudevji and Devaki, who are the parents of Krishna. So there Krishna appears right around midnight, but as we will see, he appears in the four-arm Vishnu form, Narayana form, with all his emblems, Shankha, Chakra, Gada, so like that. And to particularly to remind them, this is the third birth, and they always prayed to have the Lord as their son. And he said that there is no one like me, so I have to appear myself. So that's why he appears Vishnu form. That's the form they worship. But what we are going to hear, which is not there in Bhagavatam, so most people are totally unaware that Krishna, as he is in Goloka, original Krishna, there is how he exists in Goloka Vrindavan Dham, spiritual world. That's exactly the form that he appeared in Vraja, that is taking birth from Yashoda Maya. Okay, and that many people don't know. So I'm going to spend quite a bit that you are going to learn from that. Okay, and then because that original Krishna never leaves. So which Krishna lives Vrindavan? And there is his expansion, Chaturviya expansion, the Vasudev form, Vasudev Krishna. Most people don't know about it. And that he lives, most of the demon killings done by the Vasudev Krishna, even when, so Vasudevji brings that baby Krishna from the prison house as he was informed, as he was asked by the Lord himself. He exchanges, comes to Gokula and exchanges the baby delivered by Yamuna Maya, and the baby is Yoga Maya actually. But Yashoda Maya delivered not just Yoga Maya, she is the younger sister of Krishna. First, she delivered Krishna actually, okay, the original Krishna. And Krishna, whenever he's there, all these expansions are within him. What happens that Krishna, that Vishnu form that he brought from prison house to Gokula when he was exchanging, he did not see original Krishna, okay? And he delivers that Krishna, Vasudev Krishna there, and he takes exchanges with this baby girl who is Yogamaya, okay, to bewilder Kamsa. So that Vishnu form Krishna, the Vasudev Krishna form merges within the original Krishna, okay? And within Vraja, the Aishwarya, see, those are pure devotees, all Brajavasis. They did not want to see the Aishwarya form of Krishna. But even then also, he performed some superhuman acts, and that was done by this Vasudev Krishna, as we'll going to see. I'm just giving you a upshot of entire Canto 10, okay? Just I'm trying to walk you through that. We'll see that Brajalila pastimes, which takes a pretty large portion of the entire 10th canto. Brajalila and Dwarka Lila takes almost equal. And then short form, short version is Mathura Lila. And Krishna leaves Vrindavan to kill Kamsa and all the other demons. There is Vasudev Krishna form lives. Original Krishna never leaves Vraja. And that's one of the argument Rupa Goswami put forward to prove that that Krishna who never leaves Vraja is actually the original Krishna, and that he took birth from the womb of Yashoda Bhaiya. Okay. So in Mathura Lila, main thing was to kill all the demons, because those were the main function why Krishna appeared, because of the prayers of the demigods, Devas, okay? And Devas approach, in fact, Mother Bhumi, Mother Earth, is the one who was so much, was in stress because of, it's called Bharavatara, the tremendous burden of these asuras, their Papa Lila. So she takes a form of a cow to invoke compassion, and she approaches Lord Brahma. And whenever Lord Brahma cannot find a solution, he takes all the demigods, especially if he takes with him not only Indra, but also Lord Shiva. And there is a special reason why he takes Lord Shiva that we will go through that. And they approach to Shirodaksha Vishnu's abode in this material world. That's in the Milk Ocean. There is an island called Svet Dvipa, and Brahma does not go there, that he remains on the shore, and then Shirodaksha Vishnu talks with him in a trance, and that's Akashvani, and the others could not hear. He relates that dialogue, specifically the instructions of the Lord. Lord said, I know the vyatha, or the reason why which Mother Earth is suffering. I know, and I already have a solution. I will myself will come. So Shirodaksha Vishnu said that original Krishna will appear in Braja, okay, and he will remove all that thing. But the main reason, primary reason, he comes to, just like that famous verse, Yada yadai dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhithanam dharmasya. But the main reason is that, given the second part of the verse, and that is threefold mission is that. The first one, the primary one, is to really give sweetness, sweet pastime, sweet pastime for his devotees, to take care of the devotees, okay? And then to annihilate these demons and re-establish the eternal religious principles. Those are the three functions that verse says. And right now I don't have much time to go through that, but we will go through as we go along, okay? So that Mathura Lila. And then comes Dwarka. From Mathura he moves to Dwarka, and how he establishes help to the Pandavas. Pandavas were suffering at the hands of Kauravas. So the Mahabharata war was particularly enacted by the supreme plan of Lord Shri Krishna himself. That's how he annihilates all the demons in Mahabharata war. Okay? So that will be Dwarka Leela. So this is how we'll make a progress, okay, hopefully. So as I told you, the main function we are going to do a little bit do differently as we did first times. This is a repeat, but here much enlarged portion. As I told you, 75 lessons I've devoted to that. The main aspect we are going to see here is we are going to hear the commentaries of our esteemed Acharyas from Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. And original, the oldest one commentary is, of course, Sridhar Swami Maharaj. Even Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu glorifies him. So here in this slide, what you are going to see is the general aspect of it, okay? The book gives commentaries of many different acharyas, and I could not include all of that commentaries, but the main commentaries, just these four gurus that we have. Sridhar Swami Maharaj, of course, and then Sanatana Goswami. He wrote the commentary just on 10th canto, that is called Brihad Vaishnava Toshani. And I'll be referring all these things, okay? Exclusively in the 10th canto. Jiva Goswami. Jiva Goswami, as you know, he is the nephew of Rupa Goswami. Sanatana Goswami is the eldest one. His younger brother is Rupa Goswami, and Jiva Goswami is a nephew, okay? There was a third brother, Anupam Goswami. His son is Jiva Goswami. So Jiva Goswami was just a baby at the time, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there. So he goes, and at that time, Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami were in Vrindavan. He take the shelter. So he is a most prolific writer, actually, Jiva Goswami. Some 400,000 verses he has written, actually. So when Sanatana Goswami developed his Brihad Vaishnava Toshani, he particularly asked Jiva Goswami to edit, okay? And what is the editing part he does, Jiva Goswami, is given right here. So he revised Brihad Vaishnava Toshani of Sanatana Goswami at the request of Sanatana Goswami himself. And that his commentary is called Laghu Vaishnava Toshani. Laghu means smaller, abridged version. Brihad means the original, much expanded version. In fact, almost half of it he remained just like that, okay, maintained. And then he deviates from that, and the reason for which is given right here. There's a radical shift in the Gaudiya Vaishnavism history. So Jiva Goswami, he deleted some portion of Sanatana Goswami's commentary. Why? Because Sanatana Goswami, he basically expands philosophical explanation given by Sridhar Swami Maharaj. And I told you, Chaitanya Prabhu heavily glorified Sridhar Swami's commentary, who was the oldest one, the original one. The reason why Jiva Goswami did that, because Sridhar Swami Maharaj was originally coming from Advaita Vedanta philosophy. Okay? And Jiva Goswami was too sentimental, did not want to accept that Advaita Vedanta slant in his commentary. But it turns out, even though outwardly he was Advaita Vedantist philosophy he expounded, but internally he was a great devotee, and that was one of the reasons probably why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu glorified him. So Jiva Goswami deleted some portion of Sanatana Goswami of philosophical explanations, which was taken from Sridhar Swami Maharaj, okay, and some of Sanatana Goswami's emotional interpretations that he had, that also he moderated, minimized. Jiva Goswami that did that, okay. So that is Laghu Vaishnava Toshani. So we are going to take pretty much part of it also. And last but not least, the latest one after Sanatana Goswami and Jiva Goswami comes much later is Sri Vaishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Okay, and shortly we'll call VCT. Okay, he's in the 17th century, and he wrote Sarartha Darshini of the entire Srimad Bhagavad Purana. Okay, but here we are going to focus only in 10th canto, Sarartha Darshini, that will follow that. So the books I have shown the pictures over here. See, this is Brihad Vaishnava Toshani, and here that Laghu Vaishnava Toshani and Sarartha Darshani shown right here in the right hand bottom portion. And all this, the gigantic version, these were compiled in one single volume. There are 5 volumes so far, and even still that is incomplete. Okay, that is done by these editors. It's called Symphony of Commentaries. So all these commentaries are put together in a single place, same place, one place, and those are the ones. So I'm going to use these volumes primarily and taken from that, and only going to focus on the first 4. He gives commentary of some 7, 8 different acharyas. Okay. So now let's begin. So I'm just, as I told you, I'm just going to walk you through that. Okay, the way I've designed this course. So first I have just given you some about the commentaries, which is the highlight of this 10th canto course that we have done. Okay. So there's one slide is missing here. So there are first 4 verses are there. It's not given here. I'll show you later. So then verse 5, 6, 7. Again, here my motive, my reason is to give you and some idea how I interwoven this verse by verse commentary and put it into the thematic approach, group of verses. Okay. So here just this is that example of that. So there are 3 verses, 5, 6, 7, and I given the original verses Devanagari script as well as the Roman script, and then given the translation of that. The gist of it is this: verse 5 is here is primarily the author is invoking. Here the dialogue is taking. Remember, Bhagavatam dialogue is taking place primarily is a dialogue within dialogues. But the main dialogue is happening between Sukadeva Goswami, who is reciting Bhagavatam, to Parishit Maharaj. Parishit Maharaj asking questions and Sukadeva Goswami answering that. So here, Parishit Maharaj is basically saying that in their entire dynasty, the Ishta Guru, Ishta Devata is Krishna, of course, and we all know the story, so I won't go into detail how Parishit Maharaj was saved by Krishna himself from the nuclear weapon thrown by Aswathama. But before that, how Krishna protected the Pandavas, who are the grandfathers of Parishit Maharaj. So that's what he's reciting in this verse 5, how his grandfathers were able to survive through that. They were opposed, outgunned by the ocean of army from the opposite side, the Kauravas. There are 11 Akshoni Sena. The Pandava had only 7 Akshoni Sena. Okay, 7. And look at the warriors, great warriors, Maharathis, Atirathis, and so on like this. Maharathis means one who can single-handedly defeat 10,000 warriors. Atirathi, unlimited, single-handedly can defeat. So one of the chief warriors, the Senapati, the first one, is the Bhishma Pitama. And Bhishma Pitama had a blessings, a special benediction given to him by his father. And that's the whole story in Mahabharata is given that. And that was, I'm telling you, story of Mahabharata is intimately connected with the Bhagavatam. And we will go through that later, okay? Right now, I'm just walking you through that. So Bhishma Pitama took a great vow because his father, Shantanu Maharaj, was in love with a girl who was a daughter of a fisherman. Actually, that was not his real daughter. That's also a long story. And that daughter is Satyavati. His father fell in love. So when he approaches Satyavati's father, who is a king of the fishermen, but who would give his daughter in marriage to Shantanu Maharaj only on condition that whatever the progeny occurs, Satyavati's sons will actually inherit the kingdom after him. And that was not acceptable to Shantanu Maharaj because Shantanu Maharaj had already declared widely that his son, his eldest son, who was Bhishma Pitama, but before he called Bhishma Pitama, his name was Devavrata, who is the son of Ganga. So originally, Shantanu Maharaj fell in love with Ganga, married her, and that's again a long story. So Ganga left him, and that Devavrata was the best qualified, and that was not acceptable to fail his own declaration. Said no, but he remained very, very depressed. So when his son Devavrata found out, he approaches this fisherman, and fisherman said that no, so he said no problem. I will give up my right to the kingdom, and your daughter's son will inherit the kingdom. But he said no. What about your progeny? So to prevent even that, he takes a great vow that I will never marry. So there is no question of that. And Ajivan, for lifetime, I will remain as a brahmachari. So that was the greatest. And since then, it's called Bhishma Pitama. Bhishma means the most difficult vow ever one takes here. So that thing is verse 5. Parishad Maharaj is saying that even though they were outgunned in Mahabharata war, 11-7, still the ocean-like army and the person like Bhishma Pitama, who was virtually undefeatable, okay, because he had this Ichha Mrityu, his father gave him that benediction that he can choose his own death whenever he wants. Okay? So he was practically impossible to kill him. And how Krishna managed to turn around that also is in Mahabharata, okay? So that's what Parishad Maharaj is praying and saying that by Krishna's great mercy, even though seemingly undoable, unwinnable war, but Krishna made Pandavas to win that war by his mercy. In fact, great ocean of army was like reduced to like hoof print of a little baby cow, okay? And baby cow, through the boat of Krishna, they were able to swim through that. So that is what then the verse. And then he said, not only he saved my grandfathers in Mahabharata war, but he also saved me when toward the end of the Mahabharata war, Ashwatthama threw nuclear weapon and he wanted to kill the remaining, the sole hair on the part of both Pandavas and Kauravas. Was only person left is Parishad. He was in the womb of his mother Uttara. Uttara was the wife of Abhimanyu. Abhimanyu is the son of Arjuna. Okay, so Krishna actually entered the womb, and Parishad Maharaj was almost completely burned by the nuclear weapon. The Krishna totally revived, and he was in this Chatur form, Chatur arm form, 4-arm form. That's the form he saw Parishad Maharaj para ikshita. Ikshita means to see that. And since then, he was always looking for that form that he saw while he was still an embryo. So he thanks right here in that verse 6 that he saved my own life, and he saved, of course, his mother's life also that way. And third one, he glorifies Krishna himself. So we will go through that when we begin tomorrow in lesson 30 onwards. Okay, but it's just my main purpose to show you how a interwoven the commentaries of our acharyas, where they're showing what was Parikshit Maharaj's original intention in reciting these verses. Okay, this is right given there. We won't read now here. Okay, tomorrow we will read. So that is Parikshit. All our acharyas commentary help us to understand the internal hidden meaning. What was Parikshit's intention behind these three verses? Again, verse by verse commentaries are there. Now I've interwoven in the group of verses the thematic approach. This is one example. That's the reason I'm showing this slide. Okay, in that book that I just mentioned, all the different Acharya's commentaries put in one volume. Five, 6 volumes are there, of course, but in one book like that. So there is at the end of each chapter, other than chapter 1, there are some topics he puts it in the appendix, and there's some very important information comes out of that. So here, like, is Krishna black or dark blue? Most pictures that you see, Krishna is given in the dark, blackish form, right? Actually, Krishna is not in dark blue, blackish form. He is actually in dark blue form. That we will see. Okay. So here is the breakdown, and I told you that the entire 10th canto divided into 3 segments. Vraja Lila, where Krishna, right from birth onwards, until he was about a little over 10 years, between 10 11 years almost. So today's lesson is just a preview I'm giving you. There are 90 chapters are there in 10th canto. This is lesson 29, 28 lessons that we discuss in reviewing the first 9 cantos. Okay, so this 29th canto, today's class is basically I'm walking you through the entire 10th canto in my approach. So of 90 chapters, we are going to summarize. It's a gigantic task, almost undoable task. So we'll begin with Braja Leela. So there are totally 22 themes are there. First 9 themes, that is lesson 30 through 64. That's the summary of the 40 chapters, first 40 chapters. Then Mathura Leela, that is theme 10, 11, 12, 13. The 4 themes are there. And that's the lesson 65 through 74, chapters 41 through 51. And finally, Dwarka Leela. So Braja Leela and Dwarka Leela are almost about same extent. So theme 14 through 22 is Dwarka Leela, and chapter 75 through chapter lesson 104. So see, 104 lessons throughout Bhagavatam we are going to cover. First 28 lessons, we summarize first 9 cantos. But then onwards, lesson 29 to all the way to lesson 104, totally about 65 lessons, 75 lessons. Chapter 70, chapter 52 to chapter 90, that will cover in the that. Okay, that concludes the entire 10th canto. So how we are going through that? Okay, so here is that slide, and this is the same slide that you saw before, but my fellow instructors, first we'll do the preview that is today, that I will conduct, that I'm giving right now. Then Braja Leela also. So this, the different instructors are different. 5 of us will be giving according to this. That's what it is there for them. Okay, the dates are given. So it will go rest of this year and also almost half of the next year by the time we complete. So let's take a short break before I continue. And if there are any questions, keep that. At the end, we will talk about it. But if there are some burning questions that you have, you may speak up now. Haribol. So this is my approach. Every now and then we'll have a short breaks. And I designed the breaks will come at a certain junctions where I can stop for a short while, okay? So
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
yes,
Yeah, Prabhuji, right in the introduction, you selected the most revered, like in ISKCON and Vaishnava Sampradaya, all this Acharya's commentary. Now, Sridhar Swami, as you mentioned that his philosophy was more emphasized on Advaita philosophy. Is that I'm trying to understand that?
yes, Prabhu.
Okay.
That was the one reason why some other commenters did not agree with him, but internally he was a devotee.
Yeah.
Okay? Very few knew about it. Chaitanya Prabhu knew about that. So Sanatana Goswami paid a great respect to Sridhar Swami's, because all the comments are basically of Sridhar Swami. Okay, but they are interpreted in different way by different acharyas. Okay, Sanatana Goswami basically expounded the commentary of Sridhar Swami Maharaj in own way. Jiva Goswami did not want to accept Advaita Vadi slant. Okay, so that's the reason he kind of rejected or modified, so on like that. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur also like that. So that's what you need to understand. But that does not minimizes the original contribution of Sridhar Swami Maharaj.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Chaitanya Prabhu warned us. Don't ever underestimate the contribution of Sridhar Swami Maharaj. Nobody is able to give such great in-depth interpretation of the 10th canto Bhagavatam in his Bhavartha Deepika.
Yeah, Prabhuji, because I'm reading in Maharashtra, Sampradaya, like Eknath Maharaj came around 1400 period. And he was asked to write commentary on 11th canto, that is the Uddhava Gita, Uddhava Bhagavatam, right? 11th canto. And he has written, and I go through the same thing, he has taken sloka by sloka and commented. I see there Advaita coming, but he was also great devotee. It is believed that Lord Krishna lived with for 12 years there and performed wonderful pastime in a place called Paitan, which is in Maharashtra. A lot of things are there. Entire the Varkari Sampradaya is based from there, basically. And he was a wonderful devotee. He talks about Radha, he talks about the gopis, he talks about everything. But again, that philosophy was there, what you just mentioned. Thank you, Prabhuji. I'm not able to hear. Is there something problem? Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. No problem. I thought I'm only some problem with me.
Yes, Prabhuji, we are also not able to hear.
I think Prabhu's screen is frozen.
I think he is not aware that we are not able to hear him. I'll just ring him up. He's logging up again.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, I don't know where from I was disconnected. Did you hear about when I was trying to explain?
No, we did not hear Prabhuji.
Okay, let
After
me
the
go
break,
again.
after the break, Prabhuji, we didn't hear anything.
Still not able to hear, Prabhuji. I do not know if I'm.
Yes, he is logged out again.
I rebooted. So can you hear me now?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay,
Yes, Prabhuji.
let me share my slide. Okay, we did this invocation prayer. Did we hear that? Hello?
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, after break we नहीं सुनाया, तो नहीं सुना दिया. आफ्टर ब्रेक 3 मिनट्स का ब्रेक हुआ ना, राधा विनोद प्रभु जी के साथ आपकी बात हुई, उसके बाद नहीं
अच्छा.
सुना है.
अच्छा, so this break we took. Okay, now
हाँ,
this.
right.
So this is what the breakdown of Braja Leela pastimes. And I told you that the first 5 chapters, lesson 30 through 34, that we were the prelude to Krishna's appearance, Krishna's advent. And there we'll be talking about how Vasudevji and Devaki is getting married, and how Kamsa, out of great love for Devaki, his cousin sister, he drives the chariot. But on the way, there was an Akashvani that was actually spoken by the Devas, saying that, oh, stupid, now you are, with great love, you are driving the chariot, but this same sister that you have, whose eighth child, and that we'll see the Acharya's commentaries, the Akashvani did not specify that eighth child is a boy. Okay, it just Ashtam Garbha. This was precisely done for one objective, to bewilder Kamsa. Okay, Kamsa was assuming it was going to be a son, but then he realized it was a girl. It was Yoga Maya that Vasudevji had exchanged with Yamuna, Yashoda Maiya's daughter, and Krishna that was born in four-arm form, Vishnu form, to Devaki, he exchanged with that over there. Okay, so and they declared that it was a girl, so that Kamsa would be in bewilderment. That was the reason the Akashvani did not specify. It just says Ashtam Garbha, okay? That many people may not know about it, but actually Sanskrit verse is given there. So there is a main highlight here, what happened before Krishna advanced himself, okay? Then chapter 6 and 7, it will be done by Sharat Prabhuji, how Krishna, of course, then Krishna appears as the son of Devaki and Vasudevji, and then declares, Krishna declares to Devaki and Vasudevji that you prayed in previous two births, and this is your third birth. You prayed that I should be born as your son, but you prayed to Vishnu, Narayana form, okay? So that's why I appeared here to remind you that. But actually, I told you, which I'm not sure whether you heard or not. Krishna appeared as the son of Yamuna, Yashoda Maya, and that I'll talk about later. Okay. So then Krishna is born, and how. So Krishna in the Vasudeva form was born to Devaki. Okay, and that's the one who kills all the demons. So Sharad Prabhu is going to begin his Vrajalila past, how when he Vasudevji brings Krishna and exchanges Krishna for Yoga Maya, and that form, when Krishna leaves Vrindavan, actually even in when it was just a baby form, Kamsa sends demons to kill that baby Krishna. So first comes Putana, then Trinavrata, Sakatasura, and so many others. So Sarath Prabhuji is going to take this portion of it, chapter 6 and 7, lesson 35. Then Damodar Leela, and how Krishna liberated this Nalakuvar Manigriva, all these things. Now, most of you are pretty much aware of the actual pastimes, okay? So we are not going to spend so much time the pastimes per se, but we are going to emphasize here, the heavy emphasis here for the entire course is what our Acharya says, how their interpretation, that is what we are going to focus on that. So that is the highlight. That's why I'm doing this whole 10th canto, okay? So here, for example, Sharad Prabhuji is going to share with us that many people may not know. They know the Putana killing is there, Tranavata killing is there, everything is there. Damodar Lila is there, and all these things. But what is behind that, that is what we are going to talk about, okay? Then, of course, the killing of Aghasura, Brahma Vimohan Lila, while Krishna was still in Vrindavan, okay? While he was still growing up, he was still baby child, and how, and even that, in fact, he killed Putana when he was barely few days old, I think, few months old actually, you know. And then of course he's growing up. Then he was given charge of taking the cows. First he was given the baby cows, calves, to the forest. Okay, and then as he grows up, later on he was given charge of the adult cows also. And that's how Brahmaji was bewildered. How could this boy, when he was sitting for lunch, his fellow Gopas and Nisha, they're taking food from each other's mouth, how he could be Supreme Lord? So that Brahma Vimohan Leela, that pastime is given here. Okay. And then killing of Dhenukasura and also on like that. Kaliya Daman, Pralambasura killing, and also in the all these different pastimes are the childhood pastimes are given in Vraja Leela. This is what depicted in this particular slide. Each of them we'll be discussing at great length. Okay. So when if I get cut off, internet gets cut off connection. So please speak up. Let me know. Okay. So that I would know that. This is the same slide, but who is going to give classes that is depicted here and the approximate dates. And remember, these are tentative dates. It is subject to change as we go along. So this calendar I have given all the way up to next year. And then Mathura Lila, entry into Mathura, Krishna leaves Vrindavan and then enters both Krishna and Balaram, and gets into Mathura, and how he breaks the sacrificial bow. Kamsa had invited, he sent his associate, but actually he's a great devotee of Krishna, So here Krishna and Balaram enters. So Kamsa invited them outwardly, ostensibly, to take part in Dhanusha Yagya, but actually he had planned to have both Krishna and Balaram killed by his wrestlers. Okay? But Krishna shows his prowess right there. He breaks the sacrificial bow, Krishna killing the elephant Kuvalya Pida that Kamsa had arranged to kill Krishna. Then, of course, finally Krishna kills Kamsa himself and then rescues teacher's sons. And all these different pastimes taking place that you see right here, that we'll be discussing in Mathura Lila in lesson 65 to 74, chapter 41 to 51. Okay? And I'm not going to give you, other than the slide says the titles, but we will discuss. And again, I'm telling you, we are not going to emphasize the pastime itself, that most we should be aware of that. But what is behind that, according to Acharya's commentaries, that is what we are going to pay heavy emphasis on that, okay? That many of you may not be aware of that. Some of the things I myself learned when I went through this Acharya's commentaries, and that is what really the most interesting part of it, why this thing happened, to what extent happened, who are these demons, who were there in their previous birth, all that kind of background information is given by our acharyas. That's not there in the Bhagavatam. Okay, then this is also same Mathura Lila given by who are instructors. And then Dwarka Lila, okay. Krishna marries different queens, begins with that Rukmini ji, Queen Rukmini, birth of Pradyumna, Samantaka jewel story, killing of Narakasura, and releasing the other 100 queens that Krishna then marries, and so on like that. Balarama slays Rukmi, all these different pastimes that is seen in Dwarka Lila, how he helps the Pandavas, all these things we'll be talking about. And again, killing of the demons also continues, that pastime also. And then how Krishna protects the Pandavas from the evil deeds of the Kauravas side. That is also there, all these things, Again, the same slide, but who is giving the classes that is there. So I'm saving the time for discussion period, okay? I'm just walking you through very rapidly so that more time could be given the discussion. And the main point is my approach. So again, let's have a short break. And again, you may ask questions. Feel free to ask questions. Like I said, again, I repeat myself, that the emphasis is not on the given pastime, because most of you are aware. I'm assuming that you have read Canto 10 many times before, but the emphasis on studying the commentaries of our Acharyas and learning things that we probably did not know, most of us did not know about it. What is the significance of it? What is the Parishad Maharaj's intention, and so on like that. Okay. If you have some question that you want to ask, please feel free. But I'm going to give you more than 30 minutes toward the end of this session today. And if time permits, I might, because tomorrow we have a very heavy load. Many slides are there. Okay. So if time permits, I would like to give at least first few slides of lesson 30 also today. But I'm not sure. We'll see. My intention here to give you a preview is just to walk you through that, not to pay great attention to each and every lessons. Sharpro, you feel free to interrupt, okay?
Yes, Prabhuji, there is some audio issue. I am just sorting it out.
Oh, you are not able to hear me?
I can hear you. But there is some issue in the audio in my side. I am just sorting it out.
Rest of you, are you able to hear me? Raksha Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes,
Yeah.
Bhaiji.
Yes,
Bhaiji.
Prabhuji, yes.
We are
Okay,
hearing.
so I don't know why Sharad
Shanna,
Prabhu is not able
we
to
can hear.
Sharad Prabhu is not able to hear. Nitya Sakhi Mataji, are you able to hear me?
Yes, Prabhuji, you are audible.
Okay, all right. जी आप तो सुन रही है ना?
जी Bhaiji.
Yes,
अच्छा,
yes.
ठीक है.
Now I can hear clearly.
Okay, ठीक है. If you want, I can increase the volume.
No, your side it is perfectly all right. There was
Okay.
some microphone issue at my side.
Okay, so here's something different that you see in the Bhagavatam is not given that clearly. Krishna's childhood pastimes is sort of explained more details about it. Krishna's childhood pastime divided into three forms. There is a Balya Leela that is given up to 3 years and 4 months age of Krishna. According to Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary in Sharada Darshini, Krishna, even though he was much younger, but he tended to really appear as if he's older from the human standards, okay? A normal human baby is about 5 years age that Krishna showed even while he was just barely 3 years old, okay? So that is Balya Lila or called Kaumara Lila, then called Pauganda Lila. Pauganda Lila, all these things according to Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary, okay? So from 3 years and 4 months to up to 6 years and 8 months is called Pauganda Lila. And so the human standards is like 6 years to up to 10 years of age, okay? And then called Kaishora Lila when Krishna was almost like teenage, from 6 years to 10 years of age, 10 years, 7 months. Up to that point, he was in Vrindavan. Then he leaves for Mathura when he was 10 years and 7 months. But he was acting as if he was 11 years to 15 years youth. That's why we'll see how the entry of Radharani, again, in Bhagavatam, Radharani is not directly mentioned, but indirect mention, okay? Brahma Vaivarta Purana goes in much greater detail about Srimati Radharani. So this is what sequence of events in Krishna's Balya Leela, Krishna's birth is Jata Karma, that is a name, is birth ceremony, and that's one of the proof our acharyas talk about, like Rupa Goswami, that how he was actually son born to Yashoda Maya and not necessarily Devaki, okay? Because Jata Karma is what is defined. Jata Karma is when the baby's umbilical cord is cut off and separated from his mother, right? So if Vasudeva brought Krishna, okay, he was appeared in the four-arm form, but then Devaki requested out of fear of Kamsa that please appear like a normal human baby. So that's what he appeared like, a normal human baby, two-arm form that he brings to Gokula. So if he was born there, how could a Jata Karma could have appear unless Krishna was actually born to Yashoda Maya? It's cutting of the umbilical cord, okay? So that's one point that was not there. Most people wouldn't know about it. It's not explained in Bhagavatam. But this is only through the, this is one example, few more than so many different examples I'm showing you. This is one such example that we are going to learn something only through our Acharya's commentaries. So Jata Karma is one such a reason Rupa Goswami cites to show, to prove that Krishna actually appeared as he is in Vrindavan, in Golok Vrindavan, only to Yashoda Maya, okay? And he never leaves Vrindavan. What left of that form of Krishna is actually Vasudeva form that who left for Mathura. Then of course Putana Vada, liberation of Putana, when he was barely 10 days old, okay? See that? Precise age is given by our acharyas. Then Krishna kicks the cart. That's the cart was actually the form of a demon, Sakatashura. So that was what happened when he was barely 3 months old. Okay? And the verses are given, corresponding verses, the commentaries that we will be reading. Okay? And Krishna Balaram's name-giving ceremony, and that happened again in a secret form, secret way. Okay? That is from 10th to 100th day, barely about little over 3 months old, and that's wide variation is given. Then Krishna's Annaprasanam, first time taking solid food, that ceremony celebrated by Nanda Baba, and that is taken from Brahma Vaivarta Purana. Then Krishna and Balaram begin crawling. See how such great details is given there, that we will be going through that. And specific verses is given in the commentaries of that verses by our acharyas, that will be paying attention to it. Krishna and Balaram first time pulls tails of cows, calves, Krishna and Balaram start walking first time. Krishna kills Trinavrata, okay, when he was just about 1 year old. Krishna, so these powerful demons were killed by when Krishna was just a little baby only. So you can see that he was not just ordinary baby. Krishna shows Yashoda Maya, the universal form, in his mouth, for the first time, and this happens multiple times actually. Again, the verses are given for that, and the Acharya's commentaries will be paying emphasizing that. So we'll know something greater detail that most people reading from 10th canto in the Bhagavatam would not necessarily know. Okay? And that is my intention, is to pay emphasis on the Acharya's commentaries. That's why all this detailed information we are going to get is through our Acharya's commentaries. Okay? And Krishna eats earth. That's what happened. So the second time Krishna is going to show his Virata Rupa, Virata Purusha form to his Yashoda Maya. Then Krishna broke the pot of yogurt, and that is, of course, that's the Damodar Leela that happens. that pastime is given right here. The chapters and summaries verses are given, and then of course Damodar Leela itself, to punish Krishna for breaking the pots of those butter pots. So Krishna was being tried. Yashoda tried to bind him, but it was not possible. Krishna, the rope that she collected always 2 fingers short. So that very famous pastimes we are going to read from the commentaries of our Acharyas, and you'll be surprised things that you would learn to know. You would learn of that. So that is the main point here. Then sequence of events, Krishna is Balya to Kaumarya Leela. Okay? Krishna addresses the 2 sons of Kuvera, liberates them, while Yashoda punishes him, binds him with his mortars, and Krishna in the baby form, crawling while pulling that heavy load, and between the 2 trees, Arjuna trees, he approached them. Actually, those trees were Nala and Kuvera. So that is who are actually cursed by saying, and that pastimes is described here. Then Nanda Baba frees Krishna from that mortar. Again, the emphasis on the Acharya's commentaries. The elderly gopis make Krishna sing and dance. All these sweet pastimes, childhood pastimes, that is what we are going to see and try to understand the hidden significance behind those pastimes. Krishna fetches items of their bidding. A fruit seller, that's also very famous pastimes. How Krishna, gives benediction actually to that fruit seller. She didn't know about it until she reaches home. That Krishna just buys a little fruit, and he didn't have money, just a few coins in his little palm. But that lady, out of great love, gives him the fruit. But when he goes home, then she realizes that her basket was full of very, very precious jewels. So those pastimes. Then Rohini and Yashoda interacting with baby Krishna and baby Balaram. They were playing, and the mothers come to fetch them for taking prasadam, and they won't come. That pastimes. And then of course killing of demons that happens continues. Aghasura killing, and Krishna and Balarama begin tending small cows. That's how they begin at that age, before he reaches to Kaumara Leela. Krishna at that time again. Krishna kills Vatsasura, and how Radharani and the gopis, they say that he committed great sin. He must now do some penance on that. Krishna kills Bakasura also, and all these asuras, they are actually interrelated. They were what kind of relation they had with Putana. That is going to be discussed here. Again, this information is taken from various other sources. Okay, with other books also. In addition to these commentaries, especially from Garbha Samhita, that I have taken that. Brahma, this is again Brahma Vimohan Leela, that is going to be taken in great length. Then Brahma sees, to convince Brahma that he is the supreme Bhagavan himself. So he sees the 4-arm form, Narayana form, to show him for that. Then only Brahma realizes. Then he glorifies, he prays, offers hymns to Krishna. That is there. So hymns will also follow. We will pay great deal of attention to understanding the hymn, significance behind that. Okay, sequence. Now we are moving on from Pauganda Leela Krishna entering there. So Krishna starts tending cows. And first he started, remember, he started with the calves, baby cows. Now the adult cows. Krishna and the boys playing Bhandir Vana. That is taken from Harivamsha Purana. A lot of these things I'm also going to be taking information from Harivamsha Purana also, about a series of volumes from that also. Both myself and Sharad Prabhuji will be discussing great deal of Harivamsha Purana also. Then of course a famous pastime, Kaliya Daman, that happened in this 5th year. How that's when they begin. Krishna was at that age just entering into that form. So how the gopis developed great love for him. Anuraga means great affection for Krishna. Remembers his loving relation with smiling glances and his talks with them. When Krishna was now within the grips of serpent, how the gopis were in great anxiety. What will happen? Krishna is praised by Kaliya's wives. There's a great bhajan, Raksha Mataji ne khabar hai. Raksha Mataji ne khabar hai na, Narasimha ne bhajan bahut saras cha na par Kaliya Daman par.
પ્રભુજી જળ કમળ છાંડી જાને બાળ.
હા એ જ exactly that same one.
મેં ગાયું
મને
છે એકવાર ક્લાસમાં.
મને એ ભજન બહુ ગમે છે, બહુ ગમે છે. તમે ગાજો.
આપણે કરશું એકવાર ફરીથી.
બહુ મને બહુ એટલું સ્વીટ ભજન છે, કેટલું સરસ લખેલું છે.
નરસિંહ મહેતા.
નરસિંહ મહેતાનું. નરસિંહ મહેતા ઘણા એવા સરસ સરસ ભજનો લખેલા છે.
પ્રભુજી જાગને જાદવા કૃષ્ણ ગોવાળિયા તુજ વિના જેલમાં કોણ.
I studied Gujarat up to my middle school. It was in Gujarati medium I studied until I entered into high school, it was all in Gujarati medium.
So wonderful, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So basically, up to 7th standard, I was in municipality school. In the municipality school also, that was a great experience. Krishna protected by Brajabasis by swallowing the terrible forest fire, and how swallows this fire right at that young age. Sequence of Krishna's Kaishora Leela. This is what we are going to now hear about Radha and Krishna. Radha's entry is there now. Which is again, Bhagavatam doesn't talk about it directly. So Balaram slays Dhenukasura. Gopi's first display of love when Krishna returns to the village. At the end of the day, Dhenukasura was killed. Krishna and Balaram. So all these pastimes are very familiar to almost all of you, I'm sure. But the information behind those pastimes, the significance is from the point of view of our acharyas. That is what we are going to hear, okay? And like I myself, many of you will learn something great that you probably didn't know before that. Okay, that is what we are going to learn. Garga Samhita and all these places we'll be learning. Harivamsha Purana, of course. Krishna and Balaram playing in Bhandir Vana, their pastimes will be there. And Balaram kills Pralambasura. And that happened in Krishna's 7th year. How precisely all this thing given now. The summer of Krishna's 7th year. That kind of precise information that's not there in the Bhagavatam actually. With few exceptions. Krishna swallowed another forest fire and instantly sent the boys and himself to Pandir Vana. That pastimes, again the chapter and the verses given that. And we are again going to read the commentaries, verse by verse commentary, but I'll put it into thematic approach, group of verses. Young gopis felt a moment without Krishna's association. That's the first beginning of love of the gopis for Krishna that we are going to hear. Krishna, Balaram and boys have fun in a forest in the rainy season, different seasons in Vrindavan that will be there. In autumn, Krishna displayed the gopis' fire of separation. Again, Gopi Gita is coming now. Raksha Mataji. I'm looking forward to hear. No matter Raksha Mataji, કેટલી વાર હું સાંભળું છું તમને મને સંતોષ જ નથી થતો. એટલું સરસ તમે ગાઓ છો ગોપી ગીત. Krishna crushes the
પ્રભુજી
bride.
તમારી કૃપા ગુરુ ગૌરંગાની કૃપા પ્રભુજી બીજું કઈ
મારી
નહીં.
કૃપા શું હે? મારી કૃપા શું? બસ
ગુરુ તો ખરા પ્રભુજી તમે
જેટલા
અમારા ગુરુ
ના
તો છે
ગુરુ
ને.
નથી કહેવા. ના please, I'm a fellow student basically because I'm learning myself. How can I call myself guru or teacher? I'm learning along with you, and I'm learning a lot from Sharad Prabhuji also. So, because he reads a lot more than I can do. Krishna crushes the pride of Indra. So this is Indra's pride is broken. And that's what we are going to hear, Govardhan Leela. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Sanjeev Prabhu is going to talk about this very significant pastimes. Sanjeev Prabhu is going to talk about that. Originally was Samata Mataji was, but he traded classes. Then lifting Govardhan mountain is lifting to protect the torrential rain brought about by Indra. Very famous pastimes. But again, behind that famous pastimes, what our Acharyas gives the information that again many of us may not know. Many of you may not know. And the significance of it, some philosophical significance also I will share with you that I learned from my academic classes also. Then how Mother Surabhi, Indra, they glorify Krishna. There's the first time Krishna named Govinda was actually given to him by Indra actually. Abhishekam happens to Krishna. That is what we are going to hear in this pastimes. Bathing ceremony. And Indra gave him the name Govinda there. I like that name Govinda very much. It's my favorite. My mama, my maternal uncle, whose name was Govinda, my childhood was spent with my mama, He used to take me to his, he was working on a ship. He would take me to the ship overnight. And that's why I developed the love for ships. And actually, I wanted to become a captain on a ship, to roam around the oceans. Even now, whenever I see the ocean, something great thing happens within me, But my dad would not allow me to become a captain because the reason that you'll be away from the family. And so I had to switch the career and I become a biological scientist in that, But originally, even now, ships and oceans play a very, very deep emotional experience within me. That is all because of my mama. Krishna rescues Nanda from the abode of Varuna. Okay, so that concludes Krishna's Kaishara Leela, and then he goes to again much more Kaishara Leela. Krishna revealed to the world coward men. He shows the spiritual Golok of Vrindavan Dham. He shows them. Okay? Then, of course, this famous pastimes, Krishna stealing the clothes of the young gopis. That happens in the winter time. Krishna blesses the wives of ritualistic brahmanas. And then, of course, the famous Rasa Leela that I'll be giving you. Very famous. So, Panchadhyaya, the 5 chapters, chapter 29 through chapter 33. And the great, this will be talking about at great length, very expanded length. We'll be talking about this Rasa Panchadhyaya. What is the significance of Rasa Leela? There's a lot of people who are not really deeply studied and they criticize Krishna dancing with these gopis who are actually, apparently they were married to other gopas, So a lot of misconceptions are there in public's point of view. So we'll be talking from Acharya's commentaries that there's a much deeper meaning is there behind that. So Rasa Leela, from that point of view, I'll be spending time on that discussion and our Acharya's commentaries. when Krishna saved Dandababa from being swallowed by a snake and killed Sankachuda at that pastimes. So that's when how Varuna Dev glorifies Krishna. That all this thing be hearing. The killing of demons, Kesi demon and Vyomasura. At that point now comes a sense Akrura to fetch them to come to Mathura. That's where he is about to leave Vrindavan. Excuse me. Krishna and Balaram receives Akrura, and when the Brajabasis came to know that Akrura came to take Krishna away from them to Mathura, they were in great sorrow. So all these things we'll be hearing about that from Acharya's point of view. Akrura, respectively from Vishnu and Sesha, that he sees when he on the way to Mathura, how Akrura Maharaj was shown who Krishna and Balaram were really there. Akrura's prayers to Krishna and Balaram, okay, that is him. Krishna and Balarama then enters Mathura. So now Vraj Lila at that point pastime is over. Now Krishna and Mathura Lila is going to start. So this is, I've given you a preview of Vraj Lila. First few months we'll be spending on that. Later on when we enter Mathura Lila, then we'll talk about more about that, okay? So I'll stop here and we still have plenty of time. And let's see if I take questions. And if there's still time left, hopefully I would like to take few chapters, at least beginning of the, when we start, the real course will start from tomorrow onwards, okay? Today is just a walkthrough, but tomorrow's class, lesson 30, if I could take first few slides, I'll be very happy. But first, foremost significance is your questions. And remember, what I tried to give you an overview, walkthrough. I did not discuss anything in great detail at all. It will start from tomorrow onwards, okay? But what I would like to know, what do you think about my approach? Not to go deeper into the pastime itself, but only to the extent what our acharyas gives insight information behind those famous pastimes. That is what I'm going to pay attention. The whole course is about that. Okay. Okay, go ahead. It's open for discussion now.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam.
Haribol Prabhu, Prabhuji.
There are no questions, Prabhu, but it's really
Comments.
amazing. Prabhu. I think this is so unique opportunity, okay, for everybody in this group, Prabhu. Okay, this is not unique opportunity. This is a lifetime opportunity. Okay, I would think.
Prabhuji,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I struggled for last several weeks, almost a month, 2 months actually, how to do this thing. It's a very difficult task and gigantic task.
Yes,
Uh,
Prabhu.
uh,
This
that
is
I'll go through that.
yeah, not even
it's-
lifetime opportunity, Prabhu. Life after life,
And
life
it's,
after life. Yeah.
and I don't think anywhere else in the world it's being
Yeah.
discussed, you know,
Yeah,
this
I
kind
don't
of
think
course being given.
this kind of course, yes, Prabhu. That is what exactly my next statement. I don't
But
think
remember,
any-
it's not just my contribution. Sharad Prabhuji, Archana Mataji, Sanjeev Prabhuji, Samata Mataji, and every one of you also. The questions you ask, you won't believe me, but I'm telling you truthfully, I get to learn from your questions. So I try to encourage all of you to really become familiarized with my slides ahead of time so you can come up with questions, and we are going to analyze the commentaries that we are going to hear. So I really expect all of you to really actively participate and don't be just very passive thing. Some of you are just very passive hearers, and I'd like you to change that thing, okay? Because we are going to learn from each other. And I'm telling you truthfully, I get to learn from questions. Like, as we all know how Sharat Prabhuji talks about so much inside information we get to learn. Okay, that's the kind of I'd like to encourage every one of you to really study and see, go through. Look at my academic classes, my doctoral level classes that I hear. We have been given the list of, you won't believe it, Prasad Prabhu,
Yes.
what I'm going through that in my doctoral work. I'm going through that simultaneously. Every week, and I'm not exaggerating, every week we have been given about between 200 to 300 pages of very dense papers, every week. And then we have to write essays on the top of it and make presentation and participate actively. And we are graded on that. If I cannot afford to sit quietly. I have to actually participate because I'm going to be judged and graded based on that. So on the top of it, I'm conducting this very, very difficult project with all of you, okay? So just try to understand my task, how difficult it is, how much I'm pressed against the time limit and everything, So please try to do justice and help me to help you, okay? Haribol.
Prabhu. One thing what I want to mention is, Prabhu, you don't want to forget even a single second of without Krishna. That is really inspiring, Prabhu. Okay. You don't want to spend the time without remembering
Yeah.
Krishna. That
No,
is
but
where,
I'm
yeah.
Prasad Prabhu. It's by the mercy of our Acharyas, the Vaishnavas like all of you, very, very sincere Vaishnavas. I've seen you many times, you chant Hare Krishna also while attending classes, But you see, the mercy of all of you, I get to spend every minute, every day in thinking about Krishna and all this. That's the greatest benedictions I'm getting from their lordships, In my tail end of my life, I'm not sure I will survive year from now onwards, but every minute of my time is being spent in just writing, thinking, reading all about the Supreme Lord. That is my greatest fortune, actually, I consider. Haribol. Okay, any other question point? So I'm sorry, Prasad, you had some comments to make.
No, Prabhu, that is what I'm trying to say, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So Prabhu, you don't leave me, okay?
No, Prabhu. No.
Despite sometimes I'm being a little harsh,
No.
but please try to understand, okay?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, any
Krishna
other?
Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam again. I'm with Prasad Prabhuji, the efforts we are putting in and the different commentary. It's really, we are fortunate all. So we can talk, at any length. So Prabhuji, I have one more thing. Recently, last 3-4 weeks back, we were in Mundavan and tried to visit many places. So I'm a little bit of confused. I'm just asking something. Like when we talk about different ages and all that, but also we see that this pastime took place at different places. For example, Mathura, where Krishna was born, then we see that across the river Yamuna, right? So for 5 kilometers, there's the Nanda Bhavan, the different names. He was taken. And then again from there, the Vrindavan pastime, Vrindavan is almost 14 kilometers from Mathura. And then after a lot of demons came, they moved to close to the Barsana. That's called Nandgram. So the pictorial views, still I'm confused. Whenever I read and listen those pastime, which pastime and the movements of Krishna with Nand Baba and Yashoda, I'm confused. Is there any picture that we can see that from this age to this age Krishna was here and then different places that then we can connect with the places there, Prabhuji?
Maybe Sharad Prabhuji and Sanjeev Prabhuji, who visit quite often with their gurus, they might be able to help us. Sharad Prabhuji, Sanjeev Prabhuji, I'm giving this task to all of you also to share with us what Prabhuji was just asked us,
Okay.
Okay, just try to find
Yeah,
some
sure, Prabhu.
pictures if you have, Sanjay Prabhu, you also take part in this Vrindavan Parikrama, don't you?
Yes, Prabhu. In fact, next year also we have one.
So please share with us some pictures if you have,
Yeah.
And
yeah,
Prasad
sure.
Prabhuji, you might be going too, right?
Yes, Prabhu. Actually, last week I could not attend the sessions. I was in
Parikrama?
Vrindavan, Prabhu.
Did you visit Parikramas and all these things?
Yes, Prabhu. I visited Parikrama, Prabhu.
So please share with us some pictures that what Radha Vinod Prabhu is requesting us, okay?
Yes, Prabhu. I will try to do that, Prabhu. Sure.
Particularly those pastimes, whenever we discuss certain pastimes, childhood pastimes, if you have some pictures, that will really complement,
Sure, Prabhu. Just last week I was in Vrindavan, Prabhu. I'll try to share. Yeah. Thank you.
Wonderful, please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And Prabhuji, if I suggest, like I like the way Archana Mataji just says it also. She also has a lot of deep knowledge here. So I'm sure she can help as well. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Archana Mataji also may have some such information. Archana Mataji, are you there? Archana Mataji? She may not be here. Yes.
No, I'm here only, Prabhu. Just the
Okay.
mic was not
So
able.
you might have also participate in those parikramas, right?
Yes, Prabhu, participated, but I
Yeah,
didn't do Raj Mandal,
Okay.
as in Raj Mandal along with all the devotees. But I did Raj Mandal by a small group of devotees. We just
Okay.
went to certain parts like that.
Sharad
But,
Prabhuji
we
actually
didn't
bought a house there in Vrindavan. So lucky person. Okay, anybody, any other questions,
Yeah.
comments?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. So your initial question was about your approach. I think that is very, very apt. As you said, like, we have read the Bhagavatam, we know about the pastime.
Yeah.
So it will be very helpful now to take a deep dive as to what do the Acharyas comment
Yes.
philosophically and what are the takeaway points. And I think you also gave us a right action items as to how do we prepare for these. Like we read your PPTs and take active participation. So I think as they say, what are the three things? The goal, the three things: prayojan, goal, sadhya.
Yeah.
I forget exactly. You said that very, very correctly. So again, as everyone says, thank you very much. At the moment, I have no question. I just have all the appreciation for you. And thank you for giving
Thank
the
you.
opportunity to participate.
Prabhuji, it's not me alone, it's a collective effort, okay? Collective effort. And we all learn from each other.
Yes.
And we'll experience that sweetness of Krishna when we talk about that. And emotions will be there. Okay. Emotions will be there, but through our emotions, we serve Krishna. Okay, any other points to bring? Because we have plenty of time.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji,
Yeah,
Dandat
Raksha
Pranam.
Mataji.
So wonderful class.
આજે આપણે પાસે ઘણો બધો ટાઈમ છે કઈ સંભળાવજો અમે તમે કોઈ ગીત ઓકે
Sure Prabhuji. Prabhuji,
અચ્છા.
as a 10th canto છે એ આશ્રય તત્વ છે. 10
હા,
સબ્જેક્ટ
બરાબર.
મેટર જે છે ડિસ્કશન કરવાના છે 10.
Yes.
તો આ જે
હા.
10મો કેન્ટો છે that is a आश्रय तत्व. तो
Yes,
अगर ये जो हम सारे आचार्यों की कमेंट्री हम सुनेंगे इन फ्यूचर क्लासेस में, और जो भी पास टाइम के आपने बोला कि पास टाइम जो भी है वो तो आप हम सबको मालूम है, मगर उसका सिग्निफिकेंस और उसके बैक में क्या है वो सब हम सुनेंगे. तो प्रभु जी, जो एक एक पास टाइम जो भी है वो हमारे दुर्गुणों से भी कंपेयर किया जाता है, वो भी सब आएंगे उसमें हम सीखेंगे. क्योंकि फॉर एग्जाम्पल पूतना का जो है तो ऐसा कि छल गुरु है कि ऐसे डिस्गाइज में आती है, तो हमें उससे बचना है. तो सब जो हमारे दुर्गुण जो है वो भी एक एक डिमन है ऐसा.
Okay,
हम लोग
I'll expect this thing from all of you, the audience. Okay, and Rakshamati, तमें भी कहीं you also participate, okay? आप भी कुछ share कीजिएगा.
Sure प्रभु जी.
And
I will try.
yeah, thank you. Anybody else?
But
Remember, none
Prabhuji,
of us are actually, at least I am not pure at all. So many things are there within me. But
yes,
all
Prabhuji,
these
we
impurities, all these impurities are there within us because we all possess material body. Okay? And we are being acted upon by the three gunas, sattva, rajas, and tamas. And when we hear Krishna Katha, we tend to come on sattva guna. So how we transform these raja and tama gunas, all the durgunas that you talk about, kama, krodha, lova, mada, moha, matsara, that is coming from that, and how they are being purified, simply hearing, especially Krishna's childhood pastimes. No matter, all the pastimes are wonderful, okay? Even when he's about the youth, and his pastimes with Srimati Radharani, the gopis, all these are wonderful, but especially the childhood pastimes, they're considered very, very sweet, So that is what really we are going to hear. And the whole course is about those Acharya's commentaries, how they interpret, how they inside information, hidden information that they give us from their own realizations. And nothing is imaginary. Okay? Nothing is imaginary. That Krishna was born to Yashoda Maya, that one, the most amazing thing, when I heard a few years back about that, I did a lot of research on that. And I shared the essay I wrote in my academic courses with my professor. That I also shared with all of you also, and since then, that essay which I wrote, which was almost like a year back, since then, I got still more deeper information versus I got information that I intend to share with you, all of you. Okay? That essay is just part of it. Then I shared some few of the articles that I came to know later. I shared with all of you also. So please study that. And if you actively participate, rather than just hearing from me and Sharad Prabhuji and Archana Mati and so on like that, if you also participate actively, then we will all benefit collectively. That is my hope. So please don't, if you can help it, don't disappoint me, and don't just listen like a just like a statue in a class, And I don't mean to insult anyone. I understand though some of us are very introvert, okay, but I am trying to encourage you to come open about it. Anybody else?
Sure, Prabhuji, we will try our level best.
Okay, so we have plenty of time. Today's class is really opening class, and I want to know your expectations also, okay, and how we can improve it. That also I want to know. So even if I don't have time to begin the lesson 30 in today's, which I was hoping that even if it doesn't happen, it's still fine with me. But let's make use of this almost next whole hour we have. Maybe we won't spend a whole hour. I'll let you go early today, but please participate. Begin with today onwards. Let me hear from those of you who have not yet participated. Is Samata Mataji here today?
Yes, Samta Mataji is there. Samta Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
So begin with you. Let's begin here from you. What is your expectation?
So as you said that, how we are diving into the Bhagavatam with the 10th canto with the commentaries of Acharyas. So I am actually just waiting for what am I going to get. And although you explained the approach, how you'll go through, but it sounds very interesting, Prabhuji. So I feel that more into the bhakti platform we'll be going in. So it is right now it's looking so nice. So the same excitement when we had for Ujjwala Neelamani, Gopal Champu, same is now we are experiencing. Just
Thank you.
waiting for the course to start full-fledged.
Thank you very much. And you are one of the participants in there, one of the instructors are there. Okay.
Yeah, please bless me, Prabhuji.
so
I'm
I'm-
not qualified, but I'll try.
No, you're making very rapid progress. Nitya Sakhi Mataji, I want to hear from you also. If you're feeling all right, I know you went through a lot of difficulties, but are you feeling all right now?
Yeah, Prabhuji. Yeah, it's a great thing which you have initiated. Yes, we'll be going through all the details from our acharyas. So it will be really great for all of us to progress on our bhakti mark. And one thing I would like to add, Prabhuji, can we go for Mansi Rundavan Parikrama, like Raksha Mataji, Samta Mataji can sing verses or few photographs related to the pastimes.
Okay. How much time it permits us, that also we'll see. Okay. There's so much material I have to cover, so much material. And you will begin to see right tomorrow onwards. Those about 30 plus slides I have, I got to finish in one class. So but what you are asking, that's also very significant. So I'll try my best to squeeze some time out of that. Okay.
Yeah, quite
That's
eager.
more important. What you just
Yeah.
talked about is very, very important. Very important.
Yeah, just now Samta Mataji also said, yeah, eager to go through this particular course project for 10th Canto.
Yes. Who else who have not yet participated?
Lalit Priya Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, there? Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji, I'm very much here.
Oh,
Please
okay.
accept.
One more request to all of you also. Today is okay. You are excused. Okay. But next class onwards, if you can share your video with us, it really helps to, because we all believe in personal aspect, right? When you I just see your name only and don't see the face, charm is not there. Now I understand it's early morning for many of you in India. It's very difficult. So try to make some kind of adjustment. If you can share your video picture also, okay? Try your best. If you're not, if for reasons that you can't do, I will understand that, okay?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna,
Okay.
Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All
Hare
glories to Srila
Yeah.
Prabhupada. Very much eagerly waiting, actually. I would say that, you built so much suspense on what the acharyas are going to say, the inner aspects or inner perspectives on these pastimes. I'm very much eager to learn what you're going to say in the following classes, Prabhuji. I'm looking forward to that.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
I'll give you a little taste of it in a couple slides from tomorrow's lesson today, if time permits, okay? I'll give you a little taste of it, okay?
Sure, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for taking all the time and,
thank you. Thank
so
you, all
much
of you.
effort, 3+ nights that you're going through. Please take care of your health too. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Bhataji. Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else before I give it to Sharad Prabhuji? And Sharad Prabhuji, you have plenty of time to talk about, okay? Any things you want to share with us, please enlighten us, okay? But before that, anyone else is left behind? My sister is here. Harsha, are you there? Harsha?
Hare Krishna, Chandrabhai.
I want you to share and participate more actively now onwards. Try your best, okay?
Okay.
I know
I will surely do it.
I know you're very introvert, but I'm trying to open you up, okay?
Yeah, sure. I will try my level best for this.
Okay.
And I'm eagerly waiting for this class.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chandrabhai, for encouraging me in
અને
everything.
સુરેશભાઈ ને કહેજો કે એમનું ભજન સંભળાવે એમ લોકોને.
Yeah, હું કહીશ એમ.
કોઈ નવું ભજન કઈ કર્યું હોય તો.
Yeah, sure.
એમને કહેજો ક્યારેક જ્યારે એમની પાસે ટાઈમ ને મૂડ હોય તો હોય ને.
Yeah, sure.
જોબ બી કરે છે. મને ખબર છે જોબ બી કરે છે એટલે.
Chandrabhai, I'm in India now.
Oh, you're in India now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Remember, you shared
Yeah.
with me.
Yeah. I
Operation
come to
cataract
Yeah,
operation
it went
ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು.
successfully. Yeah, it went
Wonderful,
successfully. Yeah,
wonderful. It's very common nowadays,
yeah,
I went through that too also.
yeah. But
Thank you.
both eyes done. Thank you very much. I'm with
Taruvi
Shittal space.
ತೆಗೆದು
No,
you
Maru
also
nothing.
went?
No, I
Acha,
didn't.
okay.
Only for
Okay.
him. Okay. Thank
Okay,
you. I
but
will.
now onwards, Harsha, I want you to study my PowerPoints before you
Yes,
know
I
the
do
class.
regularly. Chandra, I do that.
Come up, but
Twice
come
I
up
do.
with some question. I want you to be open of that, okay?
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you very
Okay.
much. Yeah.
Thank you. Anyone
Thank you for
else?
encouraging me.
Anyone else? Badal Prabhu, are you there? You're always there, I know that. All right. I don't want to put you on spot, okay? Sharad Prabhuji,
Yes, Prabhuji.
please take all the time you need that. Take all the time you need.
Only request to all the devotees, like what Charu Prabhuji always talks about critical thinking. Now, when an event or something is taking place, please ask questions why it took place like this. Like I'll just to have so that you develop interest. I'll just give one example. It is like Rukmini Haran Leela. Now, what happened? Krishna went to the Swayamvara. Now, here you should be asking, how can Krishna go for the Swayamvara? Because there, all the kings and emperors, they were invited. And you cannot go and take part in that Swayamvara unless you are invited. Then one should ask himself or herself, how Krishna went there. Now, all the answers, they are not given in the Srimad Bhagavatam. It is given in, you will find them in the Harivansa Purana or in the Mahabharata. Like here, what had happened, Rukmini's Swayamvara, it did not happen once. Only the last time it was held,
Hare
that
Krishna,
account,
I cannot hear voice.
that account is given in the Srimad Bhagavatam. But in Harivansa Purana, that time I will tell you in detail what happened, what Jarasandha said, what each one said, how they praised Krishna, and how Vishmaka's two brothers, they organized an coronation for Krishna, and Krishna was appointed as the king, emperor of the complete universe. And everybody realized that it is going to be futile to fight with Krishna. Then the first time Swayamvara, it was cancelled. It was held, but it did not come to a conclusion. Then second time Swayamvara took place, and as given in Srimad Bhagavatam, how she was abducted. Like this, if you go to each aspect, like I'll be taking this lesson 35, Putana's story. Now everybody thinks Putana, after being liberated by Krishna, she became a mother in Golak Vrindavana. Actually, that is not the correct thinking. What our Acharyas say, that we will be discussing. She became a Dhatri, that is a nurse in Golak Vrindavana. And I'm just telling you the key
Hare
point.
Krishna, I cannot hear anything.
Can you hear?
We can all hear you.
Yes, Prabhu, we all can hear you.
Okay.
Harsha के problem तार क्या है?
Okay, I cannot hear at all anything. Yeah.
Like
Okay.
all these points, they are given in very, very great detail in the commentaries of the Acharyas. And like Prabhuji told.
Prabhuji, just 1 minute. Prabhuji, show the video yourself. Show. You speak. You see that the right hand portion of his screen, the books that you see in his cupboard, those are the volumes of these commentaries. That you see the volumes right there in his bookcase. My correct, Prabhuji?
Yes, yes.
Volumes are there.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Chandra, I can
So,
hear
and
you,
the
but
series of books are the Harivansha Purana. Pramana, there are 10-volume books. Remember, all this, Sarad Prabhuji and I both have to read all those hundreds and hundreds of pages to prepare for these classes. On the top of my academic classes, 200, 300 pages I have to prepare in the every week. You can just imagine how much time I must have been spending there. All these books, squeezing the knowledge that is given there, that is what you will see in my PowerPoints, So the series of volumes that you see in a bookcase, those are the volumes that we'll be talking about. And remember, thus far, only 5 volumes are published, 5 or 6, I think. And that is still more than double, that is still remaining. It will be coming, printing, and publishing later on. Go ahead, Saraswati, go ahead.
Yes, Prabhuji. What
no,
Charu
I can
Prabhuji-
hear you, but I cannot hear Sarad Prabhuji's voice.
what Charu Prabhuji was saying, it is impossible to cover all the commentaries in detail by the Acharyas because that will take many, many years and all the commentaries have still not been made. But
And still, within our allotted time, it's very difficult. I'm just going to have to give you some taste of it. I could not, otherwise, it will be 100 slides, which we cannot cover in a 2-hour class. Go ahead. Sorry for interruptions.
In this limited time, we'll be covering limited matter only. But in that also, if you go through the slides earlier and think of what questions you will ask, then it will help all of us in learning. Like Prabhuji said, more learning is from the questions than from the teaching itself. And how to connect up the things, like each and everything you will see from the very beginning only. When we learn about Krishna's birth and all that, which is starting tomorrow, the other scriptures, that is the Harivansa Purana and Mahabharata, they give much more and much different things than we have heard so far. That's why we should have all this information and we should always think about them. Then only they will mature in our intelligence and we will be able to reap the harvest. Therefore, there is a requirement not only of attending these classes, these 2 hours or 2.5 hours or so, but reading them, whatever information you have, and thinking about them. Then the next thing is shortly the Kartika month, it is starting. And as you know, Kartika, there are 2 rules of Kartika. Some people, some Vaishnavas, they observe from Purnami to Purnami and some from Ekadasi to Ekadasi. Now the importance of this Ekadasi is, in this Ekadasi which is coming in 2 days time, in that Ekadasi, Mother Yashoda had bound Krishna, and that Leela will come up very shortly. That happened in this Ekadasi. Then in the 3rd Ekadasi from now, that is the Deva Utthana Ekadasi, in which Lord Vishnu had gone for sleep for 4 months, he will get up from there. And in that Ekadasi, another very interesting thing had happened in Vrindavan, which we have already learnt. Krishna and Radha, they got married, and the priest was Lord Brahma only. This thing we have already learned. So all the things, and you know what all things to be followed in Kartika, what is to be done, what is not to be done, all that. Basically, Deepadana in the evening, then getting up early in the morning before sunrise, and the worship your Lord, who is there at home. That should also be done before the sunrise, and all these things that should be done. so that this Kartika Vrata will be celebrated, and we will be enjoying this study of 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Like you would have heard the many stories of Srimad Bhagavatam many times in the past, because we have gone through the complete Bhagavatam minimum twice or three times in the last about 10 years or so. But still then, when I was reading chapters 21, 22, 23, that is my second assignment, that is in the 2nd of November. When you read, you find the things are as if everything is new only. And there are new things coming in the mind. We'll try to understand, and we'll try to put forward, and we look forward to your inquiries, your questions, and from that we learn many things. And the most interesting part of this Bhagavatam classes are this 10th canto, the 75 classes. Out of that, one class has been conducted today. This was a preliminary only introduction, and from tomorrow onwards, that is the next class onwards, lesson 30 onwards, 30 to 75, we'll be hearing about what Sukadeva Goswami is telling Parikshit Maharaj in Srimad Bhagavatam. And please remember this Bhagavatam, Harivansa Purana, Mahabharata, they are all connected, but they are not given in one place. That's why you may find there are some disconnections. Another thing, I'll give example. Like we'll be studying in this Srimad Bhagavatam, the Lord Varuna's his servants, they arrested Nanda Maharaj and took him, because generally it is understood that he had gone to take bath in Yamuna at an inappropriate time. But if you study as per the analyze as per the Shastra, it was not inappropriate time. And in some Puranas, it is given that finally Varuna he apologized to Nanda that my servants have brought you incorrectly. They have not done the correct thing. They didn't know their job. Why it is so? The explanation of that, all the things, there are so many things we will be learning which are not directly given in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Like what Prabhuji was saying, and you would have read that article also. He had sent whether Krishna was born to Yasoda or Krishna was born to Devaki or to both. Like all these things directly not given, but in the first the verse of the 5th chapter of 10th canto, it is very clearly given, and that will be understood only through the commentaries of the Acharyas, and not otherwise. Openly it is not given. Like in Harivansa Purana, it is not given that the Krishna was the son of Yasoda. Everywhere it says Krishna was son of Devaki. But if you see Vishnu Purana, there is a verse. It says Yasoda has had two names, Devaki and Yasoda. Like this, if you critically examine, all these things are correct, but many a times because of our lack of understanding, lack of not doing critical thinking, or not analyzing them properly, we think something is wrong. And nothing is wrong, whatever is given in the Shastras, because all these Puranas, they are written by one, rather compiled by one person only, that is Vyasadeva, and he was an incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Lord, he cannot make any mistakes. That's why everything what is given is correct. And how it is correct, now that we have to find out by assimilating the information given in various sources. And out of that, these commentaries of our Acharyas, they are very important. Especially 2-3 Acharyas, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Sanatana Goswami, and Jiva Goswami. They are very important, in addition to all others which we'll be referring to. That's why if you have got any book, please study them. Even Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's his complete commentary on the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, it is given in one volume also. That is available in Vrindavan. I have got that. Like this, if you read them, you will find so much insight, so much knowledge which you never knew before. And what is given in Srimad Bhagavatam in Srila Prabhupada's commentary, that is for the common man, that is for average person. But much more than that, what is there, that we will be learning. That's why at the end of this 10th canto explanations classes, we will be much, much richer than what we are now. We will be understanding why the things happened and how the things happened, and what we can learn from them. And like Raksha Mataji was saying, there are so many demons within us. How they can be taken out? They can be taken out. There is only just one simple way. That is to hear about Krishna Katha. Which Krishna Katha? His Balya Lila pastimes, his childhood pastimes. That is the main thing. Out of them, out of the three, the childhood pastimes, they are much, much important, and we should study them, we should think about them, we should remember them always, and that is what is the aim. Thank you, Prabhuji. Then tomorrow we'll be starting with the actual 10th canto.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna,
Since we
Prabhuji,
have some,
Sharat Prabhu.
Yes, yes, Mataji.
Quite,
So, sorry, Prabhuji, you mentioned that the Yashoda Maiya, when she tied Krishna to the ukkal, happened on the Ekadashi day, but some devotees and somewhere I read that it happened on the Deepavali day.
Ekadasi day and Deepavali day. Yes, there are two versions. There are two versions.
Okay, Prabhuji. Okay.
and
Yes,
remember
that is also true.
these pastimes keep repeating, all the time, different kalpas and all these things. Some, our Acharyas explain some, because of differences in kalpas is also there, little variations can happen.
Okay, Prabhuji, thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else?
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, आई हैव वन क्वेश्चन। प्रभु जी, अगर हमारे आचार्य इतनी अच्छी सी कमेंट्री दे पा रहे तो वो कैसे दे पाते होंगे? मतलब उनका मानसी
भगवान
सेवा
की कृपा
करते
है।
होंगे?
they
मतलब
get
मानसी सेवा
realization.
करते होंगे?
हाँ, भगवान उनको साक्षात दर्शन देते हैं, उनके सपनों में आते हैं और कुछ इंफॉर्मेशन उनको देते हैं, उनके द्वारा हम लोग समझते हैं, they are given special viewpoints, and their own internal realizations. And every acharya, there is not the same. Some differences are there, of course, but different viewpoints. But Krishna is never neither, all the time new. No matter same thing, if you are reading, all the time we are getting different realizations, So that is these acharyas, they were given a special angle of vision that we don't have. We don't have.
प्रभु जी, चैत्य गुरु भी उनको इंस्पायर करते होंगे ना प्रभु जी? हमारे चैत्य गुरु अंदर इंटरनल जो है।
हाँ, चैत्य गुरु is also this Paramatma himself.
You see all these acharyas, like the 6 acharyas, even others like Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and all these, they are the permanent associates of the Supreme Lord. They are the manjaris, and that's why they know much more. Plus these acharyas, as Prabhuji said, they write what they see in front of their own eyes. They don't think or analyze. They see in front of their own eyes the leelas and they write. That's why we have to believe them, totally believe them, and try to understand what they have said. There should be no questions, only inquiries, how it happened, why it happened like this. We should not question them why it happened, because
and remember, they might be giving different situation, different interpretation. That means that doesn't say that one person is wrong, other person is right. They both could be right, okay? But different angle of vision, Krishna shows them, That is what we learned from that, you know. Go ahead, Sharad Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. That means we should study and internalize these teachings of our acharyas, their commentaries, and we will be covering very little portion. But if you are actually interested, anybody, you should read them thoroughly, and there is no ending. You cannot finish them in many years. They are so exhaustive, and for that also knowledge of Sanskrit is also required, which actually I am not qualified. I don't have much knowledge of Sanskrit. That's why our understanding of their commentary is also limited. That also to be understood. That's all, Prabhuji.
Sanjeev, you have an opportunity to speak. Share with us some viewpoints.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Mostly, as I said, it's all exciting. I'm just contemplating how best I can take all the advice you all gave. Like preparing from your PPTs, definitely that will be done. But I actually don't have those books and all. I was just thinking if Sarat Prabhu is it, and these are not online also. So Sarat Prabhu, I don't know. Yes, Sarat Prabhu, I don't know if it's possible for you to like. There are some shops who can scan the books and make a like scanned format of that. If some of the sections you can get it
Each of these books are
if not all,
1,000
some
pages.
yeah. If not all,
So
some
we're
of
going to scan some portion and share with you. Both Sharad Prabhuji and I will try and make an attempt. Okay.
No,
But
I
remember,
don't want you to scan properly. Your time is very precious, and so is Sarat Prabhu. But if you go out in the market, there are some shops who do all the scanning, and that will
I
be
bought
at
all these volumes, so they are available. Sharad Prabhuji gave me some references.
Yes, I have also got all the volumes, but the Kindle versions, they are not available.
They're not. That's why. Hence the request to you to, because me buying all those, that's okay. But then I am not as avid reader as both of you. Nor am I that serious. Then I will buy it. It will just lie there. That's not good. So if we have a what do you call software version, that might be helpful. Or if you can recommend one or two books, because these volumes definitely impossible for me to read. If you can recommend one or two books that I can buy.
Okay, then I'll recommend the complete commentary of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura in one volume. That is that is available in Vrindavan.
Okay.
प्रभुजी वो बुक मुझे गिफ्ट में मिला था चक्रवर्ती जी हमारे शिक्षा गुरु ने हम सबको दिया है प्रभु जी अभी मैं निकालूंगी
ठीक है प्रभु वो बता दीजिए तो then we will order that.
Or Rasbihari Lal and Sons. I'll give the telephone number of the proprietor. You can talk to him. He can send. That doesn't cost much, but in one volume it gives everything. At least that you have, if not anything else, because that also gives in very great detail and quite elaborately he describes.
Nice.
Okay. Anyone else that so far has not spoken? Yeah, go ahead.
Other thing, not related to this, but you mentioned about Kartik Vrata. I will talk to you later, Prabhu. I just wanted to know a bit more details, what we want to do. But yeah, let's keep it for the Bhagavatam. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, just wanted to ask you, when are we doing Ekadashi? Today's Dashera. Are we doing it tomorrow? Because Vaishnav calendar is showing it on Monday. So in India, when are we?
For India, it's Monday.
Okay.
Please remember one thing. This Ekadashi, which the Vaishnavas they follow, that is in which the Dwadashi is mixed. And I told you, you should never do an Ekadashi like this Partaj, which is mixed with Dasami, because that is most inauspicious. The story I told you last time, when Gandhari asked this same question to Krishna, why my all 100 sons they were killed, because as per I remember, I am a chaste woman in my last 100 births, and I have been doing Ekadasi Vrata in last 100 lifetimes. Then why this thing happened? Then Krishna said that before that, in one Ekadasi in which the Dasami was mixed with Ekadasi, you observed that, and that's why all your sons have been killed. So that is very, very inauspicious. But I see this Marthas and other people, they observe Ekadasi on that day. But the Vaishnavas following Ekadasi is much different, which I explained to you last time. It has to be that you have to see the Vaishnava calendar only. Don't follow any other calendar. Please follow a Vaishnava calendar or calendar of the ISKCON, because that is the only authentic one. And this time it is on 14th.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I had a question. You said about this, and even the last time when you mentioned about the Cantaris pastime, I was also thinking that if she has performed 100 lifetimes of Ekadashi, that would have removed all her sins, past sins, isn't it? Because Ekadashi, many Ekadashis, the phala of that particular Ekadashi is like Paritrapan Ekadashi or anything, or is to purify you, remove all your sins, all the sins will go away. Even one Ekadashi, all your lifetimes of sins goes away. And how come just for a small thing like this, her 100 sons were killed? I don't know. Is this fair, Prabhu?
Okay. I also do not know the answer, but it could be. There are certain things which cannot be atoned by any other means. Like there are 5 great sins that there can be atoned by very many the processes. But like there are two things which cannot be atoned, like krutagnata. Somebody has done good to you, and you do not recognize that. That is one thing. Then viswasghatakata. If somebody has faith in you and told you something, or you know his secrets, you divert to somebody else. These two things, they cannot be atoned by anything. One has to reap the fruits of that. It might have been like that because Lord Krishna has answered that question. I do not know the actual thing.
Prabhuji, let me add one more thing.
Yes.
Remember, in Kali Yuga, we are all in Kali Yuga, right? So we have been given special concessions. We may not be following that strictly. Still, Krishna gives us benefit, okay? So none of us are really strictly following. At least I'm not following strictly, but still I still observe Ekadasi Vrat and everything I'm doing, but exactly following that when to break the fast and all these things, I'm sure I must be breaking many rules. But we have been given for Kali Yuga, some certain concessions are given. Am I not correct, right, Prabhuji?
Yes,
Canto,
Prabhuji.
if there's a 12th Canto, there's a verse to that effect.
Yes, that's why Kali Yuga is the best Yuga. For that only, you just take the name of the Lord and you get everything which you do not get in other Yugas.
You just all need to make some sincere attempt and you get the fruit of it,
Yes, Prabhuji.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
हाँ बहन जी बोलिए।
हाँ जी भाई जी बोलिए।
आप कहिए, आपको
हरे मेरा जो क्वेश्चन है वो एकादशी को लेकर ही है। यहाँ पर जो एकादशी कनाडा का, जैसे मैं हूँ तो इसमें एकादशी जो होता है वो कनाडा दृढ़ पंचांग के अकॉर्डिंग 1 डे बिफोर पड़ता है इंडिया से। तो कुछ लोग जिस दिन इंडिया होती है उस दिन का रखते हैं, कुछ लोग उससे पहले वाले दिन। जैसे मैं अक्सर पहले वाले दिन।
I think ISKCON says the particular place dependent. Am I correct, Sharad Prabhuji?
Yes. Because the timings will be different for each the geographical location. You should follow as per the nearest ISKCON temple. that will be correct. But in say US or Canada, somebody follows what is for the date and time in India, that will not be correct.
Yes, I do fast according to this ISKCON temple on the.
Yes,
Yes.
that is
So you are probably all right then.
और दूसरा एक ये पॉइंट भी है कि अगर हम उसका जो मुहूर्त देखते हैं ना एज पर इंडिया एंड कनाडा, तो इंडिया इज 10 आवर्स नियर अबाउट 10 आवर्स आगे है, एडवांस आगे है। तो उस चीज को देखते हुए भी अगर हम उस चीज को काउंट करते हैं तो कनाडा का जो फास्ट है वट एवर जो भी चीज है वो उससे पहले दिन आता है। इज इट करेक्ट?
नहीं, पहले दिन नहीं आएगा, इट विल कम वन डे आफ्टर।
नहीं, क्योंकि जैसे इंडिया के अब अभी ये क्लास का ही एग्जांपल लेते हैं। अभी इंडिया में मॉर्निंग है इसकी सैटरडे की, लेकिन कनाडा में फ्राइडे चल रहा है अभी।
Friday, that means one day behind, na? That means
वन डे कनाडा इज वन डे बिहाइंड, लेकिन जो मुहूर्त जो ग्रह नक्षत्र का जो वो होगा वो
माता जी,
जो चीज
हाँ जी,
हाँ जी,
सॉरी
हाँ
प्रभु
जी,
जी, माता जी, कभी कभी तिथि के ऊपर डिपेंडेंट है माता जी, सो तिथि।
ओके, राइट माता जी, थैंक यू माता जी, थैंक यू प्रभु जी। अच्छा, मेरा एक और छोटा क्वेश्चन है कि कितना सही है। मैं ये सोचती हूँ कि जो अगर हम भागवत को ये डेली हम पढ़ते हैं, टाइम देते हैं उसमें काफी, तो भक्ति जो है वो आई थिंक भक्ति बढ़ सकती है काफी। इज इट राइट? इट इज ओके प्रभु जी?
नहीं, वो what you are asking, भक्ति शक्ति।
मैं भक्ति से रिलेटेड, अगर हम भागवत को अगर हम सपोज हमें अपनी भक्ति को बढ़ाना है और हम भागवत को पर ज्यादा कंसंट्रेट करते हैं, तो उस पे कितना इफेक्ट आएगा भक्ति हमारी, या और पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से कुछ करें या भागवत ज्यादा करें, तो क्या फर्क उस पे आ सकता है?
It is very simple. Bhakti means what? Navada bhakti. Shravanam, Kirtanam, like all these 9 things. If we do one or more than one, that is bhakti. But we
No,
should
she's asking particularly studying Bhagavatam, reading Bhagavatam, does it not enhance our bhakti? Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya, that's a verse there, right? Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya. So there's a book,
Yes.
Bhagavata, and the devotees are also called Bhagavata, okay? So both things you should do that, and your bhakti will keep on increasing.
Yes. Thank you, Bhaji. My question is the same. This is a question.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Bhaji.
Anyone else? We have about still 10-15 minutes left. So we'll start the course from tomorrow onwards, okay?
Prabhuji, our course time will be 6 to 8:30 or 9?
8:30.
8:30.
हाँ, तो प्रभुजी 8:37 हो गया है।
थोड़ा ज्यादा टाइम हो गया। मेरा यहाँ तो
हाँ प्रभुजी,
टाइम है इधर यहाँ
Raksha Mataji, today is Dashera. So we
Yes,
can
Prabhuji.
15-20 minutes more. Yeah. Okay, then let's conclude the class, all right?
प्रभु जी 11 हो गया,
हाँ,
यहाँ पे भी 11 हो गया ईस्टर्न स्टैंडर्ड टाइम प्रभु जी।
okay, चलो. Who is going to nurse your prayer? Nurse your prayer. Let's conclude the class.
Lalita Priya Mataji, would you like to do nursing prayers?
Sure, mother, sure, thank you. Namaste Narasimhaya Praladalaladayine Hiranyakashipurvaksha Shilatankanakalaye Ito nirsimho parato nirsimho Yato yami tato nirsimho Vahi nirsimho hridaye nirsimho Narasimho madim शरणं प्रपद्ये तव करकमलपरे नका अद्भुतशृङ्गार दलिता हिरण्यकशिपो तनुभृङ्गां केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नृसिंहदेव जय नृसिंहदेव जय नृसिंहदेव जय नृसिंहदेव जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद भक्ति विघ्न विनाशक श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिंह भगवान की जय श्री प्रहलाद नरसिंह भगवान की जय श्री प्रहलाद महाराज की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय गुरु थैंक यू सो मच प्रभु
Thank you all very much. So take it easy because we have so much to cover tomorrow. Okay. Tomorrow.
Thank you, Bhaiji. Very
we have to be
interesting.
very, very class conscious. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bhaiji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat
Prabhuji,
pranam.
Prabhuji,
Pranam
Dandavat
to
pranam.
all.
Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Happy Dashera to all.
Happy
Thank you.
Dashera.
Same to you.
Happy Dashmi.
Same to you. Okay. Thank you, Sanjeev Prabhuji. Sharad Prabhuji. Thank you. Haribol.